All right. Welcome to Life Anchor Center.
Yes, welcome.
So, Life Anchor Center is a biblical counseling center. We have done counseling and coaching. There's a difference between those
Mhm.
two things, right?
Yes, there is.
Yeah. So, we're focusing more on biblical counseling.
Yes.
And so, the issue with biblical counseling is there's an intake process. So, when we get a client, the client's going to tell us, hey, I have this issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting too much with my husband, or, my wife doesn't understand me, right? Those are issues. Other issues could be I've been depressed for a while, right? I've been feeling angry. There's different issues that we help clients with, right?
Yes.
So we have a diagnostic form, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
We call it more, it's not a
A
diagnostic form,
PDI.
it's an intake form,
Yes.
right? So we take the information from the client, from the person,
Mm-hmm.
and usually we have you fill this out before you even come here so that we can have an idea of who we're meeting with, right? Get some information. Uh, some things we're going to fill out together with the client here,
Yes.
but we want to know, right, right, male or female, age, married or not, right? Work, what type of work. So we need to know uh, many facets or a
Mm-hmm.
lot of your life we need to know so that we can take that into account with the problem. Again, you might say you have an anger issue and you're going to tell us, well, I've been getting angry because my wife doesn't respect me, just as an example. So even though we have that as that's the complaint, sometimes it's our job to be thorough and as professionals to know if there's anything else that is affecting.
Yes.
So let's just say maybe we determine or we can determine that part of the lifestyle is causing this being angry,
Yes.
right? It's proven that being hungry sometimes can create you
Being angry.
hangry.
Angry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hangry. So and hangry is a real thing, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm not going to say that that's everything that is leading to the issue, but we need to know every factor that is contributing to the problem.
Yes, there is. I think too is one of the things when I work with women, the first thing I always try to ask about their medical history. Have you taken a physical or have you had a physical? Have you gone to the doctors? Have you checked, your blood work, your thyroid, all of those things? Because a lot of the times women don't understand that the physical and the spiritual and the emotional, all of that together can cause physical issues
Yeah.
and we could get sick. That's one of the things that I try to always maintain that conversation open with the women so they kind of understand. I even tell them, hey, when is that monthly time? You have to write it down so that way you kind of know what is something that's going to trigger or why your thoughts are actually controlling you. I had a girl the other day, she was telling me, hey, Mari, I remember what you told me. And I started to write those things down because I started to feel sad. And why was she feeling sad? Why? Because that actually impacts her health.
It was that time of the month for
Yep.
her.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's a lot of
Yeah.
factors,
A lot of things.
right? And sometimes again, situations in our lives change, and so you seek help, and you might not know what it is. So just to put it into perspective, right? A long time ago, I studied electronics,
Mm, yep.
and one of the first thing of nowadays we don't do that, right? Where we don't fix a radio. I mean, what is a radio anymore?
Mm,
With the television set and
yeah.
breaks, you pretty much buy another one.
That's it.
Uh, but when I study this, and I'm no spring chicken, you can see
Wow.
some of the grays there. That's wisdom. Anyway, one of the first things that we would do is that I learned, right? Part of diagnostic is, did you plug it in,
Mm,
right? I mean, and they're first of all being in class and learning about
mhm.
diagnostics and how to fix equipment. One of the first things I learned was that you go to somebody's house and they say, "Oh, it's not working," and you try to turn it on, and yeah, and there have been technicians that take the thing apart, and then they realize later on it was never plugged in. So
Wow.
you always start with the basics. You always start with, is it connected, right? Is there
Hmm.
power?
Yes.
More recently, right, I do also work on vehicles, big vehicles for the city. big diesel buses pretty much.
Mhm.
Uh, so the same, you want to make sure that is is the vehicle fueled, right? It's not starting. Well, is it fueled? Right? And then, okay, it has fuel. Now is the fuel getting, so you follow a process to get to what the issue is to determine. And the same way it would be with our bodies and with
Mhm.
our, uh, with what's going on in our lives, you
Yeah.
know? Sometimes we ourselves just are focused on the wrong thing and we don't know. But us being professionals, our part of our focus is to look at all the factors before determining what solutions to bring,
Yes.
right? To bring a right solution or a better solution, how to implement a solution,
Mhm.
but we need to know exactly which solution to bring.
Yeah, especially when there's so many different things that us women we go through. I'm talking about me because I'm a person that has a few issues myself, right, honey? And in order for me to be okay serving these women, I have to sleep okay. I have to get my rest. So I know when I get home, I try to, well, my phone goes off, kind of, do not disturb. So that way people don't disturb me at night, texting or whatever it is. Work is work, and my life at my house is different. I like to have some type of quietness. I have a routine, right? Before I go
Yes.
to bed, I do a lot of things. I try to exercise at least 3 times in a week for 45 minutes. I do have a thyroid problem, a sleeping problem. What else do I have, honey? Oh, now I'm going through menopause. So all of those factors, I have to understand that I have to learn about those things in my own life because when women come in here, they're telling me, Mari, I can't think, this is what's happening, my body's changing. So all of those different things we have to learn as well because how can I sit here being sick, not sleeping, being anxious, whatever else that I'm not taking care of, how can I take care of somebody else or help somebody else if I'm not doing the things, implementing, being disciplined, right? Because that's one thing we were listening.
Yes.
And that all takes discipline. It's not about, oh, let me just start doing that today. No, it actually takes a good discipline, a good habit, it takes more than 21 days because you have to break the old habit, right? You have to implement the new habit. And then after that, you have to continue working on that new habit so you don't go back. So it takes a good 3 months to implement a new habit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and very good that you brought that up because
Mhm.
that's part of, again, helping the
Yes.
client with whatever situation they're going through is, yes, if there is an anger issue, we are going to focus on the anger issue. But again, we want to make sure you're not angry,
Mhm.
right? We want to make sure other things that, are you getting any exercise at all?
Mhm.
Are you taking uh, care of yourself in a way that would impact your lifestyle in a healthy way, not in a negative way.
No.
Not getting enough sleep would can also lead to being irritable, and
Mm.
that may cause problems between you and your spouse, and then you feeling like, why am I so angry?
Mhm.
You're not getting enough sleep too, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, again, and again, it depends on the person, and so we have to determine all these things. But it's a general consensus, obviously, that living a healthy lifestyle
Mhm.
is good for everybody. So it's not something that, we're not going to tell somebody else, hey, maybe you're living too healthy.
Mhm.
Obviously, we don't, it just depends on the situation. But so things are general tips on living healthy, definitely getting some exercise, right?
Mhm.
If you're not getting any exercise, walk, right? Like
Well,
you mentioned, you've been implementing some things in yours. We've been implementing dieting better.
yes.
Uh, but something I started not too long ago. We are at the end of July, right? What is it?
Mhm.
July 27, is it?
26.
It's July 26 already. Uh, Towards the end of April, I believe it was, I had a conversation with my brother,
Mm.
and he was talking about somebody else I just turned 48, somebody else who just turned 50, right? Or was 50 years old.
Mhm.
And this guy, somebody that I knew also as I was younger, and this guy, seemed like he was doing healthy things. Obviously, he had a high blood pressure issue, wasn't taking his medication. He thought he was fit, had some
Oh.
headaches every now and then, ignored it, kept on, right, going through life
Mhm.
and had a stroke. And so me about to turn 48, I was like, I got worried. I remember I talked to my wife. I'm like, I had a conversation with my brother. I'm like, what? This guy had this stroke, and he's doing great, by the way. This guy again, hard worker, determined, right?
Yeah.
Got the care he needed, got some, physical therapy or whatever therapy he needed, and he's pushing himself.
Mhm.
So he's almost back to normal. But in this situation, I figured, hey, before that ever happens to me, let me start walking. So since then, I mean, towards the end of April,
Yeah.
I've been walking every single day.
Mhm.
So what did I change? I also at my job I changed. I get a break and then I get a lunch break. So on that first break, I always go for a walk. I walk a mile,
Mhm.
and it's about 1.2 miles every single day, right? 5 days a week while I'm there. When I'm off, I started walking the dogs. Also, I walk them
Yep.
about
Early.
2.2 miles in the morning.
Yep.
And so on the weekends I do that. During the week, I
Mhm.
walk at work. Uh, and I try to, be a little healthy in that sense. So getting some exercise. Again, there's the thumbs up. Starting with walking, and yes, we should get thumbs up because
Yeah.
walking is good. So that's walking, and
Yes.
then another healthy choice or deal would be, like you said, sleeping.
Yes.
Very important that you get your sleep. I don't often get a lot of sleep. I've been trying to be better at that.
Bad habits.
Yes, bad habits. But again, sometimes, as men, as women, as people that live busy lives or
Mhm.
that we want to do a lot in our life, and maybe we take too much on our plate.
Mhm.
Again, that could be a whole nother video in itself, but
Yeah.
try to get good sleep or
Yes.
good amount of sleep. And the other thing that we mentioned, let's say for number three, would be eating healthier, right?
Yes. Yes. We have been trying. Oh, we started eating better.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Because since I've been married with you, I don't think I've ever seen you eat. I mean, yes, he will
we've
eat
tried a couple of times, right?
healthy, but this is the first time that he's actually taken us serious.
Yes, I hope you guys don't think I'm being rude. But I
No,
downloaded it. Well, I meant because I'm on my phone.
it's
So I
okay.
downloaded this app, right? I decided
You wanted this to be more natural, so this is natural.
this is natural,
Yeah.
right? So I decided, how can it be? Here we go. So yeah, so this wasn't that long ago. So this was July 10.
Mm,
Yeah. So July 10 was the first day that I started tracking,
everything he eats.
yes, what I eat. And there are the circles. I don't know if
Yeah.
it shows everything. Anyway, so I started July 10, right?
Mm.
I tracked for 2 weeks on this app, and I'm showing you this because this is the first app I started using. I went online and just figured, how can I track my calories? I was watching some videos on being a little healthier, and somebody said, hey, track your calories. And I'm like, what do you mean? As I was telling my wife, I remember being in high school, right, my senior year of high school, or right after high school, right around, 18, 17, 18 years old. I had a cousin who talked about, calories and, she would read everything on the back of, whatever bags of potato chips or cookies, right, to make sure she's stayed within the servings
Mhm.
or whatnot. And I just always thought, well, that's kind of ridiculous. Like I could eat whatever, I just run a little, go do some exercise, go play some
No,
sports.
you had a saying.
Yeah, what? Oh, yeah, what was my saying?
What was your saying, honey?
That I was a calorie burning machine. So,
Yeah.
well, I'm not 20 anymore, right? I'm not 18, I'm not 20, I'm not 25, I'm not 30 anymore.
He was saying that like, I don't know where I'm a burning
Yeah.
calorie machine. I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah, so I'm almost 50 now and I
Yeah.
realized, you know what, I'm putting on some weight and
Mm.
so I remember being down in Florida, the heaviest I ever got, I'm 6'2", so I'm a little tall, right? But the heaviest I ever got was 265 pounds, and I
Yeah.
thought, whoa, I mean, I looked like I was, blowing up. So I was incorporated running and walking down in Florida, getting some exercise. So I lost some weight. We were also trying to get a life insurance.
Yep.
So they told me, right, hey, to get the best rate, you got to be within a certain weight.
So you did.
So I remember I exercised a lot and, I got to the weight that I needed to was 219 pounds.
Yeah.
And anyway, so not too long ago, around the time that I spoke to my brother, I weighed myself and I was 273 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
right? So again, I started walking since then. And then recently, more recently started tracking my food since July 10. Like I said, today's the 26th, so I haven't
Yeah.
even been doing it a month. But this way I can keep document, right? Keep a documented history of what I've been eating. And also every day this way I track and I know to stay under a certain amount of calories. So again, that would be a whole nother issue, right? We're not dietitians here. We're not,
No.
we're just letting you know that you can
But my
find this
first
information.
thing was a holistic coach. I wanted to learn all of that
Yes,
because
you
of
were
my
doing that.
issues. Remember, I had I still have a thyroid issue and I didn't know at the time. I joined this boot camp and everyone lost 30 pounds. And here I am losing only 9 pounds. So I was kind of frustrated, and then I went to the doctors. I was like, okay, there's got to be something going on. And was like, well, you do have a thyroid issue. I'm like, what do you mean? So all that time, probably
Yeah,
didn't know it was out of control. And it took a while for me to get back into the rhythm of things because I would get this thyroid fog that people don't really understand what that means.
yeah,
And I wasn't feeling good. Me physically, I was always tired. And still today, I have that thyroid problem. That's why I got to work out. That's why I got to stay in shape. I try to stay in shape. It's hard for me to lose the weight because of the issues with the thyroid, plus the menopause now and everything else. However, um, I said at that time, I need to learn about this. So I became a holistic coach to help women about their health. And later on, when I started doing the holistic, I'm like, nah, I don't like the holistic. I think I like more the helping women with their mental health and everything else. And that's where everything started from there, huh?
yep,
Crazy, huh?
yeah. But so it's been a journey to try
Yeah,
and
yeah,
take care of our health.
it has been.
Uh, Again, if you have something else that is
Mhm.
anything else that you would have does influence part of your
Yes.
lifestyle. Let's say you got trouble walking, well, that's going to influence in how much you can walk to get certain exercise. But there's other exercises you can do if you can't walk, right?
Like
I'm sure there's stretching exercises, right? Sit-ups.
swimming.
Oh, there you go,
Yeah.
swimming.
Or swim in the
Uh,
water. They can walk like that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. But you probably could still do like, push-ups and,
Mhm.
I mean, obviously start with, on your knees and
Yeah.
anyway, yes, there's always a way to start. I mean, we were at the YMCA.
Mhm.
We went the other day and took a class together.
Boot camp.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. But when we were done, I was walking out of there, a little funny. And as we walked past another classroom, right, in another part of the gym, they had a bunch of like senior folks and they all had like a chair.
Yeah.
So they were doing exercise with with a
Mhm.
chair. So that helps you, when you got to stand up,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
hold on to the chair, sitting on the chair, you can do different exercises. So
I thought
it,
you said you needed to be on that class.
I
Yeah.
should take
Yeah.
that class as a beginner. But what I'm saying is, yeah, that you need to exercise, start where you are.
Yes.
Again, when I started my journey, I started with just walking first
Mhm.
because I wasn't walking enough and figuring if I walked, that would help, and it has helped a lot.
Yes, it helps.
Before I even started tracking the calories, I had went down to, was it like 254?
Yep.
From 273 to 254, so almost
Mhm.
20 pounds. And right
Mhm.
now, since I've been tracking, and again, I'm not trying to track and lose all this weight in a
Mm.
rush.
No.
Uh, I have about a pound a week is what
Yeah.
I'm losing. So somewhere around by the time of the end of November, I
Mhm.
believe it is, or the end of October, I'll be down to 230 pounds.
Yes.
That's the goal.
Yep.
So right now I'm about 249.
Yep.
So I have lost and I'm losing, but
Mhm.
not trying to lose it, that
No,
fast.
no.
I mean, obviously I could starve myself and do that, but uh,
It's not healthy either.
exactly.
Yeah, that's not.
Part of it is being balanced and healthy.
Mhm.
So eventually, I'll get to my goal weight and then tweak whatever I have to tweak from there.
And we'll have to come back and talk about that journey to see how you've done, when it gets
Yes.
to October or
Yeah.
something. So.
And again, this video is not about us, is not the purpose, is
Mm-mm.
not about us, but what we're saying is again that part of biblical counseling,
We have to take care of ourselves.
we
Yeah.
counsel with the word, but also we part of helping someone is seeing the whole picture of
Mhm.
what's going on. And if you're not living a healthy lifestyle, that's a place to start.
Yes.
So obviously we make these videos to help you out there. If you need biblical counseling,
Mhm.
we're here to help you. Uh, but hopefully this can help you if you watch
Yes.
this video and you know, take inventory of your life and say, hey, what I'm feeling or what I'm going through, is my health affecting that issue? Could it be part of the cause? Could it be 10% of the cause? Could it be any percent? Or even if that is not related to your to your issue, are you living a healthy lifestyle? And if you're
Mhm.
not, think about it and see if you
Yeah.
can make the change.
Okay. Well,
All right. Anything else you want to
no.
add to that? No, that's it. All right,
Mhm.
well, thank you so much for watching. If you like what we do here or the information that we gave you, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, or 2 or 3 or 4, and like the video, comment on the video. Let us know, are you living a healthy lifestyle? What can you do to improve? Do you need tips and ideas on that? If you like that, we can help you with
Yeah.
more content
Yeah.
on healthy living.
Mhm.
And subscribe to the channel. It
Yeah.
doesn't cost you anything. All right, we came over here and did this video for you. The least you could do for us is subscribe, okay? Just go ahead and click the subscribe
All
button.
right.
It's right there.
Have a good one.
Where's the subscribe button?
Bye.
I'm gonna press it for you.